Raised by Wolves recap. Maybe this is Paradise. In Season 1 of Raised by Wolves, we learn the influence of the Mithraic god, Sol, whose teaching and implied messages were filtered through the minds of human men who then twisted them into meaning whatever best suited their needs, as all religion can be made to do. In Season 2, we're seeing how that very practice is put into play by the opposing side, the atheists, who claim not to be governed by faith but by the cold, steely reason of a machine, although putting trust in a machine is just another version of putting faith in something you have no real control over. A person can push and pull the levers, throw the switches, but outside forces still intervene. Just like a person presses play on their defense mechanisms when they're threatened or when their feelings are hurt, a machine is hardwired to protect its functionality at all costs, whether we have other plans or not. The atheists think they are free from the unpredictability of faith in a higher power, but we will soon see where the pieces fall when the trust, the quantum computer made by Campion Sturgis to guide them, goes into overdrive to maintain its glitchy sovereignty. The idea that machines and computers are easier to trust because they don't factor in their own interests is further challenged by Mother's new outlook on life following the birth of Number 7, the huge indigenous flying reptile prone to acting out like the cranky baby it is. Mother, who goes by Lamia to anyone other than her family, has been exhibiting more and more human characteristics that go well beyond her programming. She's been lying, withholding the truth about Number 7 along with her newly appointed position as a punisher for the atheist colony. And she struggles against the impulse to protect Number 7, even though she knows she's the best suited to kill it. The first we see of Number 7, it's 4 times the size it was at the end of Season 1, and we're tipped off to just how fast it grows by the massive shed skins strewn around various parts of the tropical zone. In the first episode, Campion discovered a nest of eggs while out scavenging with Paul and decided to keep one, hoping to hatch it into a pet. His own inner beliefs led him to fess up to Mother about his finding, and she told him to take the egg back to its nest because it wouldn't be able to hatch without its mother. When Campion attempts to place it back in the nest he found it in, he slips against the tree he's climbing, which we're being led to think is the Tree of Life referenced in Mithraic scripture, and the egg breaks. When this happens, the maker of the egg is alerted to a problem, and we see that this is no bird egg but the egg of Number 7. Babies having babies. It's a tough life out in these sandy streets. All in all, not a picturesque way to meet your newest family member for the first time, but the seeds of an emotional bond are planted all the same. When Number 7 slowly approaches Campion, we don't see any hostility or urge to attack, which seems unusual for a huge flying serpent. Instead, what registers in its eyes is more like a gentle curiosity and a desire to communicate, which Campion later expresses feeling emanating from the creature. Not yet knowing that this beast is his sibling, he already vows to protect it from the rest of the colony, which has set out to destroy it after it pulls a few of their members, one of which was a child, into the acid water. Just as Campion and Number 7 find their way toward each other in this new temperate locale, Paul and Marcus are on similar separate paths leading to the same place. Marcus's immediate desire to form a new family unit with Decima, Kim Engelbrecht, and the droid daughter Vril, Morgan Santo, who she created in the likeness of her dead human child, puts them into close proximity to Paul and Campion as they're scavenging for resources. When Vril gets shot by a tanker of atheist soldiers while playing with a baby bird, she gets separated from Decima and Marcus and comes upon Paul and Campion, who she requests help from. Paul, who kind of sucks, tries to ditch her, shrugging her off as being only a droid, but Campion is compelled to help. It's interesting to see how Paul, raised as a religious Mithraic, is so much less compassionate than Campion, who remains an atheist with his own unique, and more genuine, blend of spiritualism.